Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. It is currently 11:05 a.m. actually, and my name is Farnsworth Hendrickson, and alongside by me is a Miguel Freire, and we are officially back here at Seton Hall University. We had an extraordinary week at New Orleans, eating wonderful food, recording a lot in creative content, and most importantly, spending a lot in wonderful time together with each other, with me, Miguel, and BJ as well too. We had a wonderful time, and we cannot even put it to words. But we will be talking about a lot of great stuff that we enjoyed, along with Media Row, meeting celebrities, and the Super Bowl itself too. But first, before I even continue, Miguel, how are you today?
Farnsworth, I'm doing great. Last week was possibly the biggest, most exciting week of my life. But back to reality we go. But
Yeah,
look, it was an experience of a lifetime, and I'm excited that I got the opportunity to do it with you and BJ. And truly, it's just a week that I'll never forget.
Absolutely. And I got to know you a lot more, man. We actually connected extremely well, and we worked extremely collaborative together when it came to making content, which you could definitely see on our pages. But let's dive right into it. So, first things first, Media Row. So, Media Row was actually our first thing that we did. We arrived to New Orleans pretty early in the morning, and once we arrived there, we went straight to Media Row. We got our credential passes and stuff, and we walked right in. And boy, let me tell you, it was a wonderful experience. We saw a lot of great people. We saw a lot of people walking around with cameras. I was walking around with my camera a lot the whole time with my tripod. Believe me, I was sweating. It was so much equipment to carry around with. But what did you think of Media Row? I know we met like a lot of celebrities. I know you want to talk about that because we got some great pictures with. I got some pictures with Rob Gronkowski. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to meet him, but I took a lot of pictures of him and a lot of B-roll of him as well too. But what did you think, Miguel?
Yeah, so first off, for those who don't know, Media Row, also known as Radio Row, basically it is the media hub for all things in the Super Bowl. So all the media from whether it's ESPN, local media, radio, whatever the case may be, they're all gathered into one room, and that's where all the interviews take place. We see different players go there, like because I know the NFL Awards show was also that Thursday night that we were there of that week. So all the players traveling in, that's where they go to conduct those interviews and get to meet different people, work with different production crews and companies that were there. And but yeah, that's why all those celebrities were there at Radio Row, because it's the hub for all media at the Super Bowl. And yeah, we got to meet a lot of people. Yeah, I know you mentioned Gronk, but all sorts of NFL players were there. And, it was just really cool to be walking amongst them, just as normal people. I really got to see a lot of them from just the human side, not just them being the star football player they are, but just made me realize, like, hey, these guys are all humans just like us. Like, we're no better than them. They're no better than us. We're all human.
Absolutely. And honestly, my favorite moment had just to be making excellent and great connections. We got to talk to a lot of people, including with BJ. He knows like 100 people there, and they were all there, and we had to like meet with them, talk with them, just like a regular person, like you mentioned. So they thought of us as like a regular member of the family, kind of like we were like part with them and everything. And they showed us around. We had a wonderful experience with that young woman where we went to that restaurant. And well, not the restaurant. It was kind of like a bar, but we had she sat us down. She spoke with us like, "How can I help you?" She was extremely energetic. We'll show some pictures of that her as well too. But I think it was like a great time just like to meet and connect with people. Also, a good moment for me had to be like the Nickelodeon one. Honestly, we spun the wheel around. We answered some questions. We got a slime hat. We'll show some pictures of that as well too. But it was honestly just a great time to be in. And also in Media Row, we actually got to go upstairs to see a couple of a lot of celebrities and record them as well. Do you want to talk about that, Miguel?
Yeah. So that was for Fox Media Day, which is something separate than the Radio Row regularly. Just because it's a different set of media that goes up to Fox Media Day, and that's where we're going to interview the Fox crew, the people that are responsible for the broadcast, like Gronk, Michael Strahan, Jimmy Johnston were among some of the people that were there. Michael Vick was another one. But yeah, that's where they go to speak to specifically the people involved in the live broadcast for Fox, and we had a great opportunity there because not every media member had that opportunity. So for us to be there in their presence and be able to interview them and ask them some questions was also really great.
Yeah, man. We took some pictures. We took a lot of B-roll that we'll be using for Shoot TV this week and everything. It was, I mean, Media Row itself as a separate whole was just great, and I appreciate everything from it. Back to I want to talk to you about the security and the logistics because we saw like a lot of security out there. Every single time me and Miguel went out for a walk or we needed to go to our next destination, we always saw security trucks like very like secure and like I knew for a fact that security was not playing at all this year because unfortunately we had the incident a few years ago. God bless their souls and everything. And I truly understand what they're trying to do, and it was and I totally agree with them 100%. But what did you also think of the security? Did you feel like it was too much, or did you feel like it was like the right amount of security for protection?
I definitely don't think it was too much. And I mean, of course, what we know about what happened a month ago, right before the Sugar Bowl, it was somewhat needed, I think. But yeah, every single turn we would see multiple local police, police from other stations from around the country. I know we spoke to one of the security that thing you're mentioning that
You played a prank on us.
yeah, but that's something different. I was talking about there were even some police coming down from New Jersey and other states that were there part of the event. Military was there. Local, I said local already, but National Police, Louisiana State Police, sheriffs, all sorts of security measures were taken to make sure that this event was kept safe, enjoyable for the fans, and for good reason as well. It's the biggest sporting event in America, and it was really needed, especially after what happened just a month ago.
Absolutely, and there was a lot of celebrity there, a lot of celebrities there as well too. So it was important to have like good security as well too. But moving on, let's talk about the big event that everyone is most likely wanted to hear from us, from our perspective, the big Super Bowl 59. Miguel, how was the Super Bowl for you, man?
Good. It was great. No. It was honestly, again, all of this was an experience of a lifetime. But I mean, just being there for not just the game, but from the halftime performance to the pregame performances, postgame press conferences, all of it was just an amazing experience. I think the atmosphere was great. The Philly fans certainly dominated the Chiefs fans. Certainly a lot more Philadelphia fans in that stadium. It certainly felt like, but great atmosphere, and I understand maybe the Eagles went out to an early lead. I think, what was it, 24-0 at halftime? Well, look, I mean, you just never know sometimes. But no, man, the game was great, which is great to experience it. And for me, it was all of it was just a learning experience and a moment that I'm never gonna forget.
You know one word that I can describe the Super Bowl, bro?
Well, let me hear it.
Indescribable. This was my first ever Super Bowl that I ever went to within my entire life. After living, also, it was my birthday week as well, too. I'm 22 years old. Let's get it. I'm 22. But that whole week, preparing for like content and going to the Super Bowl on the last day, it was indescribable to me, man. And I enjoyed every single second of it. The halftime show, it was wonderful. I know a lot of people have mixed reviews about it, but I loved it. I loved it a lot. And the game itself, 2 interceptions in the first half. Can we talk about that? 2 interceptions in the first half. It was
there were 3. Don't forget 3. One for Kansas City and 2 for Philly.
Yes. It was a lot going on, but ultimately in the first half, I already knew. Give the Eagles a Super Bowl ring. I already knew. Kansas City Chiefs. I have a lot of things to say about them, but ultimately they played a good game. Eagles, they played a good game, a wonderful game as well too. And I know a lot of Eagle fans are extremely proud of their team and everything. I want to also still talk about the Super Bowl as well, too, Miguel. I want to ask you, what could the Kansas City Chiefs done to like have a better game and beat the Eagles in a very confident and positive way?
I'm going to be honest, I can't even tell you that just because Philly's defense was just spot on. I mean, every time you look downfield, there were no options for Mahomes to throw the ball to. And I mean, I noticed that on almost every single snap. It was just tremendous, the defense by Philly, and that's what ended up getting them that championship. I will say they did a great job of keeping Saquon Barkley quiet because he did not have a touchdown in that game, and I know he broke the rush record.
Yeah, a lot of other players had touchdowns though as well too.
Yeah. But I mean, for Kansas City, it was more on the offensive side where things didn't go their way, but you got to give credit to Philly. So if I'm being honest, I can't really pinpoint something that they should have changed or done different. I just got to give credit to where it's due, and that's relies on the Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Yeah, it is truly it is actually really true what they say. Defense wins games, and that's like the one important thing. Eagles had extremely tight defense. I think, pardon me, Miguel, but I'm not really like as a sports person, but how many defense plays were like made effectively against the Chiefs? If you can.
I mean, I don't even know how many snaps did the Chiefs have. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a pretty high number, close to how many snaps the Chiefs had.
Yeah, yeah. I know the defense was extremely strong for the Eagles, but I think also with team collaboration, I think in the second half, I think Kelsey only had like one pass to him. I know Kelsey was extremely upset without the outcome of the game, but overall, I would personally just give the Eagles the ultimate win. They played a good game. Um, I know there's been like a lot of controversy regarding the refs, but the refs were honestly quite fair during the game. They called some plays here, they called some plays there, but ultimately that was a Super Bowl, and that was great. And as the few little minutes left we have of this podcast, I want to ask you my last question, which is some personal takeaways. What did you learn on this trip? What was the most positive and confident thing that you learned that you will always stick with and ultimately lead you to getting a great job into the future, man?
I think the biggest thing for me I learned is that you need to come up with unique storylines because in an event as big as a Super Bowl, you have thousands, not just hundreds, thousands of different reporters covering the same thing as you. You got to find something that nobody else has covered before or that hasn't been as covered as often. And that's extremely difficult, and especially when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they've already been here a few times in the last few years. So stories that we think, hey, maybe this hasn't been covered, has already been covered by another journalist out there. And I think that's what I learned the most, how difficult it is to come up with unique storylines and to pitch stories as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Pitching stories is like the most important thing about our media space and everything. One of my big takeaways, and I love this a lot, is meet people, collaborate with people. Collaboration. The young lady at the Fox compound that we met, collaboration is 100% important, and it is always good to form positive connections within this field because this is a collaboration field. We meet with all these wonderful, extraordinary people that have excellent ideas, but they ultimately have like just if we form like a better like foundation, we're able to like build something extremely unique. Honestly, man, and I'm glad to have met with you. We were able to edit something extremely unique that got us a lot of views on Instagram, and we were trending last week through our whole page. And with that collaboration, you and I were able to come up with something extremely unique together. And it's true what they say, man. It really is, man. But that honestly covers it for our Super Bowl trip. We had an extraordinary and wonderful time, everybody. We cannot even put it into words. It was extremely great. Any closing thoughts, Miguel?
No, I'm just grateful for this opportunity for the people that made this possible. I truly just want to thank you. I had the time of a lifetime, and it's just an experience that I'll never forget.
Thank you very much, Seton Hall. We appreciate you guys so much, and we will continue to make the name of Seton Hall wonderful. Well, that's about covering everyone. My name is Farnsworth Hendrickson. Join with me is Miguel Freire. Signing off, everybody. Thank you very much.